Hey guys, Paul here from the Complete Trainer Podcast. So today I'm going to be talking about something I posted up on my social media the other day. I don't really post a lot on social media, but I thought this was something that was worthwhile talking about. And it was basically, I saw a post by an online trainer who's pretty well renowned for his skills in a lot of different areas. And he's a good coach. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's got a system that he uses to get results on a repeatable basis. For all intents and purposes, he's pretty good at his job. But the thing that happened made me a little angry, a little upset, a little sad inside, was he was posting about how a person reached out to him for help and how stupid it was and how he refused to work with idiots. And the person's goal, admittedly, wasn't the smartest goal in the world. It was a 60-year-old male wanting to take up MMA with no previous training background. Now, him going about it by saying the guy's an idiot is probably not the best way to go about improving his professionalism or how others view him, what their perspective is of him. Now, I, as a personal trainer for a long time and a personal training mentor for a long time as well, plus other healthcare professionals, I've had a lot of what many people would consider to be stupid questions and stupid requests. It's more of a reflection on yourself and how angry you get about this and how you take it personally and how you go online and insult these people who have come to you with good intentions. So what I want to talk about today is how do we deal with situations that make us angry and infuriated. And this is something over mentoring and being a PT for a long time. I've seen it can go in one of two ways. One of them was the late, great Charles Poliquin, who I had a lot of admiration for, particularly for his strength coaching and his exercise programming. He would commonly get incredibly frustrated with the amount of questions that he got, including and the quality of those questions. So he'd get a lot of questions that were kind of stupid, and because he'd been doing it for a long time, his knowledge was like up through here, up the roof. He would get incredibly angry at people. He would lead to insults, and it probably wasn't a good thing for him in the long run. In fact, a couple of years before he passed, he got in a ton of trouble because he insulted someone who was overweight online, and it went kind of viral. So that's one way you can go about it. The other way is the way that John Berardi, the founder of Precision Nutrition and the author of Changemaker, which is a fantastic book. If you're a health and fitness professional, you have to read it, goes about dealing with different questions. He does it in a very, very different way where he uses each question as a learning opportunity and breaks down how to speak to a person at that particular level and then how to break down that goal, break down that question into a way that helps them come to an answer of their own realization. And then when he talks about it online, he never insults anyone at any point. He uses it as an experience to see where he could improve better as a coach. So I remember a post he did a while ago about him getting frustrated at something and the communication. He actually asked his audience for feedback on how he could have handled it better. And Precision Nutrition has basically differentiated itself from most nutrition coaching certifications in the fitness industry for being having a really large emphasis on solid communication strategies for their clients and ways to help people that are a little bit different to hear your macros, you're not trying hard enough. So what we can do in these situations, this is something that will happen to every PT if they've been doing it for long enough. You'll get annoyed, you'll get frustrated. We have a choice whenever these situations come up on how we want to handle things. So my personal opinion is if someone asks me a question which I may not think is the best possible question, I don't want to automatically assume that person is stupid or the question is stupid. I want to try and get into a headspace where I can emphasize with that person, where I can try and see where they're coming from, and I can answer the question in a way that provokes them to think about better questions for the future and to see what their understanding really is before I make any assumptions. I had a student question me, do some stuff with RPE, so rate of perceived exertion, and the disconnect was their understanding of what RPE was a little bit different from what my understanding of RPE was. Once we clarified that, we were able to get back on track right away. So a few takeaways. When you're talking to clients, don't be afraid to clarify things as many times as necessary until you're both on the same page. When I coach my students in my mentoring program, I put definitions at the beginning of each module to make sure that we're all speaking the same language. When you're talking to clients, if you start talking to things about macros or insulin levels or stuff like that, if you don't clarify that the client understands what that is, you're just talking garbage to them and you're not particularly helping them. You may be coming across as you know your stuff, but it isn't helping that person change their particular outcome. Once you've done that, then what you can do is then clarify the question more with the client, find out the reason why behind the question. So someone who wants to take up MMA at 60 years old may just want to feel more confident in themselves and actually feel that they're improving despite the aging process. What's a better way we can go about it? What's something that they can really get to and achieve together? So what we need to do when we have these scenarios come up where where we're annoyed at people, where we think people are stupid or whatever it is, we can often just realize it's actually just a disconnect between what they're saying and what they really mean. Ask better questions, take our time, get our emotions out of it. Our emotions aren't going to help us in this situation, and help people get better outcomes. And then also, don't write about it bitching about your clients on social media. It's not the best way to go about building a great reputation or a great business. Thanks heaps, guys. Speak soon.